As I say, with some great songs. The sun is shining in the sky. There ain't a cloud in sight. And it's a wonderful weekend. And I have Mr. Krusher Joule. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm very well, Adam. Thank you very much for having me here.
You're very, very welcome. Welcome to Stonedeaf 2019. Last year you were here.
I was indeed.
How did you feel about that? What a great festival it was.
I wish I could remember. No, it was a great festival. It was, for the first time as well, it was outstanding. I mean, everything about it was just incredible. The bands, the weather, the whole atmosphere backstage, and out front as well. It really was harking back to the good old days of how rock festivals used to be, and I was so pleased for Chris and the team and the volunteers that they pulled it off, because it's on paper it looks pretty easy, but to actually get the finished product down and done, hats off. If I was wearing one.
If we were, well, I am. I've got one on right now because the sun is absolutely belting out here. And of course, we're looking forward to tomorrow.
Yes.
With the lineup that we've got, obviously Glenn Hughes headlining. It's going to be a very special weekend this weekend. What are you in particular looking forward to most of all?
I'm looking forward to seeing quite a few of the bands that I've not seen on before. I've not seen Inglorious. I've seen the Amorettes. Saw the Amorettes play in Ibiza actually, under incredibly difficult circumstances. It was in a club, and the temperature was like this in the club, and I can't remember her name. I don't think she's now with them, but the drummer, she virtually passed out during the set, and we had to stop the set, get her outside, get some fresh air, and then she came in back like a trooper and finished the set. Yeah, great band. I'm looking forward to seeing my old mate Phil Campbell,
of course,
who I've not seen for quite a while. In fact, I don't think I've had a chance to talk to Phil since Lemmy died, to be quite honest, so that's going to be a strange one, but I always love seeing his bastard sons as well. And Glenn, I'm really looking forward to seeing Glenn again. I haven't seen Glenn. Well, I know that we filmed him for Noisy Mothers at the Bristol Beer Keller many years ago, but what I remember about Glenn was, I can't remember which year it was, but it was a Monsters of Rock, and I think I was emceeing it. I might not even been emceeing it, but I'd given up alcohol, which I gave up for 2 years, and Glenn, who I'd never met before in my life, came over and introduced himself and congratulated me on giving up, and because obviously he's had his problems in the past, he offered me so much support and so much help, and he was just such an inspiration. When you're at the beginning of giving up drinking, which I was, and especially at Monsters of Rock, it's a difficult situation.
Absolutely.
And he was just such a diamond geezer, and I've never forgotten that. And as I say, I was someone out of the blue. He obviously did know who I had, and he'd heard. But, for him to come over and offer his support was incredible.
He seems to be a man of great energy, I feel.
Yes.
Glenn Hughes. Great positive light in the world. And hopefully, he will tomorrow, I'm sure, bring that energy to Stonedeaf.
Absolutely. No, he is a very positive person. I know one of his crew, a lady called Ildiko, I think she does his merch. I saw her a while back, and she was telling me, what an incredible person he is to work with. And I can imagine that he is, to be quite honest. But I'm really looking forward to a Deep Purple set, because Deep Purple were one of the first bands that I saw. Admittedly not with Glenn when I first saw them, which was in, I think, 1970, or it might be 1969, at Malvern Winter Gardens. And they just blew me away. It was one of those life-changing moments where you kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to be in the music industry.
It was a definitive moment for you.
Yeah. Along with that, and there was a Black Sabbath played a couple of months after, and those two gigs were the ones that it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do in the music industry, but that's what I want to be part of.
One of those definitive moments. And it's funny you should say that, because last year for me was Skid Row.
Oh,
Great set from Skid Row last year. Very, very special. And I remember a definitive moment for me was being 14 years old at Wembley Stadium, watching them supporting Guns N' Roses.
Yes, I was.
And that was the moment that I wanted to be doing what I'm doing. So for you, that Deep Purple moment must have been so special.
And that's where I believe Sebastian had been told not to swear.
By Brent Council.
Yeah.
That was the one, yes.
Yes, I believe he did.
I believe he did, yes, that is correct. Now, festivals, you've attended many over the year. But for more relevant now, this particular festival itself, Stonedeaf, how do you feel that it listens to its audience and delivers on what it promises to do that? Do you think that it's very alike from the festivals of old? Is that what you think?
What, similar to the festivals of
yes.
old? Absolutely. I mean, as I was saying, a lot of the bands, we were talking backstage last year, saying, do you remember how this is how festivals used to be backstage? You know, a great atmosphere, none of this, security guards everywhere, and have you got the right pass? And it was like, in the good old days, the backstage and the hospitality areas at Monsters of Rock that was quite a party.
I can well imagine.
It was quite a party. But as you say, Stonedeaf do take notice of their audience, and I don't think many festivals do these days. Bloodstock does. They're another great festival. But I think it's very important to take notice of what your audience wants. And,
And what do you think the future holds for festivals like Stonedeaf, in terms of moving forward with the fast pace of the way that the world is now? Like you say, a lot of these big commercial festivals have an awful lot of passes and different, and so on and so forth.
And stages,
of course.
Yeah.
And here, very, very special, we've got one stage. It's
beautiful.
A perfect setting, yeah?
It's a beautiful thing having one stage. I hated it when they brought in the second stage at Monsters of Rock. It just didn't make sense to me. And I kind of saw the decline coming from then onwards. One stage, 6, 7 bands, bring your beer, stand there, get pissed, stoned, and rock out. That's what it was all about, Have a party on Saturday night, go home with a hangover from hell on Sunday. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like a perfect weekend.
Absolutely.
And we're looking forward to this weekend, aren't we?
Brilliant. Oh, definitely. Most definitely.
Super.
Yes.
Well, Krusher, thank you very much for joining us here. It's been an absolute pleasure meeting you. And obviously, we'll see you out there over this weekend. Thank you very much.
Where I will be rocking hard,
as
rocking
we
heavy,
all will be. I think
and rocking animal.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Cheers.
Okay, mate.
Thank you.
Pleasure, Adam.